In regional elections in the important state of Punjab. Earlier, I spoke to Imran Khan and asked him if he was now worried that this year's national elections might also be put off.
You know, the worry right now is that we are heading towards martial law. I mean, when basically this is now a total, complete violation of our constitution. The 5 judges of the Supreme Court categorically stated that according to the constitution, the elections in Punjab had to be held on the 30th of April. And beyond 30th of April meant that they were going beyond the constitution, the law of the land. So what has happened is worrisome to all of us that we are heading towards some sort of a military rule.
If you carry on with your protests on the streets, will you not just perpetuate the cycle of violence that is undermining Pakistan and, frankly, worrying to the rest of the world?
Matt, now look, let me put the facts on the table for you so that you know what is happening in Pakistan. When we were removed, not once did I do any demonstration that was beyond what the constitution allows me. Like, for instance, in France, there are protests on pensions. So my constitution allows me to hold rallies and put our point of view forward to the people. Now, since last 2 months, we were in power in 2 of the 4 provinces. We dissolved our governments. The constitution says elections should have been held in 90 days. And the Supreme Court then passed a ruling that on 30th of April, they should be held, elections should be held. We didn't do anything outside the law. We dissolved our governments to hold the elections on the 30th of April. But what the government is doing, and this is the worry, now this is where the destabilization will take place, because they are now going against the constitution. And they now are pushing the elections forward, God knows when, simply because they know that they will lose in the elections.
Okay, so Pakistan is a nuclear-armed power on the verge of bankruptcy, sitting on a geopolitical fault line, a very dangerous one. What are you doing, what are you personally doing to make the world lose less sleep right now?
Well, look, you know, let's not worry about Pakistan's nuclear program, because the entire political spectrum, everyone believes that if one thing we need to keep secure is our nuclear program, because that's our guarantee for freedom. Because we have a neighbor 7 times the size of Pakistan, and clearly the 3 wars fought, and we just feel that, you know, we need that security of this nuclear cover.
Pakistan has an enormous amount of influence on events in neighboring Afghanistan. Would you say to the Taliban running Afghanistan today to let the girls go to school?
Look, Matt, look, Afghanistan has and Pakistan have a boundary border of 2,500 kilometers.
No, I'm talking about schools here, specifically. I don't want to geography lesson.
I am answering the question.
What about schools? Will you tell them to let the girls go to school?
Because I know the Afghan character much more than anyone there, especially in the Western countries. They do not like to be told what to do. Let me just say, if the Western countries want to influence Afghanistan, this current government, they must mainstream them. I kept telling them that, look, engage them. Get them involved in the mainstream. If you isolate them, what influence are you going to have on them? So if you mainstream, then let them have a stake. So then talk about human rights. Right now, you push them in an isolation. The money is frozen. And why would they listen to anyone? So my advice is that, you know, get them involved. Give them a stake in the international community, so that when you tell them to have girls educated, you know, they will listen to you. Right now, they are not. And they react when you try and tell them anything, because who are you to interfere in our internal affairs?
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Imran Khan, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you, Matt.